up
Here we
here,
go.
everywhere.
Fairy dust all over the place. Hey, everybody.
Don't go away.
Welcome back to Two Comic Book Dudes. It's another wonderful, wacky Wednesday. So that means new comic book day. And this is our new comic book day super show with lots of fairy dust.
Number 13.
Number 13. Yes. Can't forget.
Well, I mean, we're comic book people. We're obsessed with making sure we have the right issues, you know.
Yes.
So
that's
we
right.
gotta
And
make sure that
we have numbering that matters.
we do.
Because we're not going to relaunch our show.
No, it's all gonna be in continuity.
Yep.
The whole
So
series.
every time you watch, it'll be one or both of us, and we'll talk about comics. And there'll be comics that you should read. Most of the time.
Most of the time. We can't recommend all of these because we haven't read them yet.
Right. But we did buy them. We did actually spend our money on them, so that means they were at least worth picking up. If we read them and they're crap, we won't pick them up the next time, so we'll tell you we didn't pick up number 2. Kind of like Constantine.
Oh, the newest one?
The new one, yeah. Yep.
Was it bad?
The first issue was awful. Yep. I saw that it got an award or something it was maybe not an award, but it was in like the top 5 bisexual comic character list or something. I'm like, well, how many are there? Anyway. So, it's probably not a really long list.
Very specific list.
Yes. Like the top 5 people who dress up like Batman and are named Bruce Wayne.
Super long list.
Awesome. Yes, so, well, it's 5 because I just said it was the top 5.
Hey!
Anyway, so this week we've done some other shows. If you didn't catch up on Just Another Zenescope Monday, we reviewed the last few weeks of books from Zenescope. Last week we caught up on Valiant, and we'll have another Valiant show this week as well, catching up on last week's and this week's books, right? Because there's just like a total of 3. Book of Death, Legend of Geomancer, and something else this week. I don't remember what it was.
Harbinger.
Oh, yeah, Fall Harbinger. I almost bought that just because the cover was really cool looking. But I've heard that is one of the best fall, the Book of Dead or Book of Death books so far. So every one of those, if you're not familiar with the Valiant universe, what they're doing, they're showing the end of each of the characters. It's really cool.
It's kind of like what Marvel did with The End.
Yeah.
But they're doing it. So far, what have we read? We've read Bloodshot and
Ninjak. Yep.
Yeah. And I like both those stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've been really good. Was there Eternal Warrior? No. Just those 2 so far. So we still have Eternal Warrior. I'm hoping they do Archer and Armstrong. We'll see. See what the other ones are. I don't even remember what the list was.
They're going to do Harbinger, so you would think that they would do Archer and Armstrong.
Yeah.
Because they don't currently have a Harbinger book out. So.
Right. But yeah, Imperium doesn't technically count. But definitely keep an eye on that. That's our Thursday's Valiant effort. Usually published on Thursday or Friday. And then Just Another Zenescope Monday usually comes out Monday or early Tuesday morning. So you can always catch those. And the Just Another Zenescope Monday always reviews books right before they come out for the week as well. So you actually get a little preview that time.
Right. That way you can decide if you want to pick them up on Wednesday or not. Hey.
That's right. And then you may end up with a week like this week where you don't get hardly any books. So,
like this guy.
Yeah. If you didn't notice, if you went to your local comic shop today, you had to notice that there just wasn't as much on the shelves as there usually is. Marvel only had a total of 9 books. DC, I don't even think had that many, did they? They had maybe 6 or 7.
It was close.
Yeah.
They had a couple other their offshoot books too.
There's some annuals, I think, weren't there?
Yeah, there were 2 or 3 annuals. So
yeah, but not much. And I had been like every week I'd been getting the Injustice books, and this week I didn't get it. So I don't know if they came to the end for this year and now we have a break, but it's kind of odd. So. Anyway, we're going to get through. We usually go through all the books that we got. Justin only got 5, and I got more than that. So, we'll go through.
I'll say this though: I made up for it in buying bags and boards. So
there you go.
I still spent what I normally spend.
Yeah, that is expensive. I know. I had to do that last time. And what do your bags cost? I guess we could just do a quick comparison.
Oh, which ones did you get?
Oh, they didn't price them. I get the Ultra Pro current size bags and boards for all my stuff. Not that they don't promote us or anything, but BCW are those good?
Yeah.
It's
like $6 for 100.
Yeah, mine are. I think mine are only like $4.50 for the Ultra Pro, but that may just be my shop too. He's pretty good on that kind of stuff. Boards are what kills me. Boards are like $11.50, I think.
Yeah, mine are $11.99.
Yeah, and I do the same thing. I do the Ultra Pro for those current size boards. So
I get the BCW, I guess.
Okay. So I've heard different people say different things. Like some people like to have bigger size bags for their comics, so that when they put their book down in there, it's not tight.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just get a bigger board. So you basically have a bag and board that are the same size, but they're bigger than your comic.
So like, just get Silver Age.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I'm not. I like to have mine snug. So when I bag my comic, I want
There's only a little bit. There's only a little bit of white at the top and a little bit of white at the bottom. Yeah. I try to get there to be almost no white on either side.
Yes. Now I run into problems with things like this Wolf from a couple weeks ago, which was a huge book, little double sized.
Oh yeah.
But to get it in there, I mean, you have to really be careful and slide it down. But it gives it a good snug fit, and it keeps it compressed, so you don't have any warping in the pages and that kind of stuff. So
right, bagging my books at this point consists of getting the book started in there, then getting it on a flat, hard surface, 3-fingering the top of the book and pushing it down so it goes down evenly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
because it's not even that the book has to be that thick. Like, it doesn't have to be a 40-page book. It can be a thick stock cover book. And
right.
Those will be tough to get in there too.
Yep.
So I'm with you. Mine are, super snug fit.
Yeah. And I like that. And then how about as far as like when you tape them, what do you do?
I do one in the middle.
See, I do a single piece. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can't. I do a single piece lengthwise across like that. Because I like to seal it.
No, I just do one down in the middle because those, like the way you do it, I would have to retape it every time. It would rip.
And see, I don't have the time to go back and read stuff right now. Now, someday I will, and when I do, I'll rip it and then I'll just retape it. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
But for me, I like to know that it's sealed, so I put a piece of tape almost all the way across. It's just, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, everybody does it different. I know. Yeah. Like, there's a popular YouTuber, and the way she just puts them down in there and leaves them open at the top. I'm like, you crazy.
Yeah, no,
that's the way she likes to do it.
How would you put them away? Like, how would you put the lid on the box?
I mean, it's just thin little. It just folds down.
Yeah, that bothers me. What's her name?
It does me too. I'm not going to call her out.
I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? No, everybody does their stuff their own way, and that's fine. Then if her books they get ruined, that just drives up the value of my books, right?
Right.
Perfect. Not that I would wish. Not
if you're collecting for value, we're doing it wrong.
That's right. Well,
because we know what happened in the 90s. Okay?
Yes.
We know what happened.
Yeah. One of the guys at the shop told me, "Well, you might as well just throw them away. You just read them and throw them away." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" I read them, I put them in a bag, and I tape them shut, and then I put them in my box.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. If I want to read them again, I take them out of the bag and I, retape it. Fine. He's like, "Oh, anyway, whatever." Let's talk about comics this week. We had a lot of books. I had a lot of books. There was a lot to choose from. There's some new things, which was cool. But we always start with DC, go down through the indies, then we hit Image, and we hit Marvel. I don't have any DC books this week. Surprise!
I got 2.
Go for it.
I was thinking about getting more, but then I was like, nope, just going to get these 2. So, continuing this craziness which is Superman 44, I got to see how it bloody well ends at this point.
Yeah.
Like, get your stupid powers back. And it kind of looks like at the end of this book he may.
Interesting.
Maybe. Or at least he puts his bloody suit back on.
So I want to tell you something that's kind of funny. So they had the Baltimore Comic-Con this last weekend. Big deal, right? DC had a big presentation. Dan Didio was there, and so the owner of my shop that I go to, him and Dan Didio look alike. Like they're both bald, they both have facial hair, they both look very similar. So he said he went into the hall and he saw Dan Didio there. He's like, "Oh, can I sit here?" So they sat next to each other. So not only do they look alike, they sat next to each other in this presentation. Anyway, so he said it was really cool to talk with him, and he told me I could talk about this. Dan said basically they understand that things are screwed up right now at DC. That's why they're trying to work on it. They're trying to fix things. So he said, New 52 was done with the idea that it would be a true relaunch of these characters, bringing them into the new era of pop culture instead of like the comics industry is kind of stuck in this. How do we create a phenomenon? How do we create the next Manifest Destiny, the next Walking Dead, the next, this, the next that? How do we create the next thing that's going to be hot and popular and everybody's going to buy it? And instead,
right.
I mean, here's DC. DC Comics has characters that have been around for what? 75, 80 years? 100 years? Not 100 years.
75. Most everybody 75. Hit the 75 mark.
Yeah, so 75 years or more at this point, because I think Superman was 75 a couple years ago, right? Or a year ago?
Yeah.
So, you have characters that are so ingrained in the culture. I mean, you can't say Superman and Batman and have people go, who?
Right.
Everybody knows who Superman, but everybody knows who Spider-Man is. Those are so Superman and Batman are just such ingrained characters. Even Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, all of those, they're such a part of pop culture now, of normal everyday culture, mainstream culture. It's more about how do you repackage these characters for regular human consumption and not just nerd consumption.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the real challenge. So they said, the DCU thing coming off of the New 52, when they get all this done, they're going to have about 40 books every month. Not 52, not 25, 40, about 40. And the core books will all be in the same universe. And he said that's not to say new books won't come in and be in a different universe, but they're not going to try to force everything into the same cookie cutter world. They're going to have the core books in the same universe, and then everything else just kind of out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you may get I don't know what, Sergeant Rock, and it'll be somewhere else because World War II is long over, and you want this cool World War II book, but you can't really place it in current continuity.
Right. Like what they do with the, like what they did with the Punisher. The Punisher originally is a Vietnam veteran, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the newest one, he's like Desert Storm or Desert Shield or Iraqi Freedom or.
But that's Marvel. We're not talking about them.
I'm just saying, like that's. I know
what you're saying.
Same kind of thing of like changing the character and trying to update the character.
Right.
So you can pull, and it's always about new readers. Like they're always wanting to pull in new readers and things like that. So
yeah, and the problem that they've said is that they're losing their old readers because there's people who've read DC stuff forever and are always going to buy stuff, and then they're going, I don't want this. So it's a challenge. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest challenge they're facing. They understand things suck right now, and they're really trying to fix it. So look forward to some big changes, in the DC universe moving forward. I think they're going to shake off the whole bad taste of Convergence and the New 52 and move forward with something great. So they are going to have events that kind of tie things together in the core books, which is cool because it's always fun to have an event like that. But yeah, look for a different DC hopefully coming up in the next 3 to 6 months. So see what happens.
All right.
Anyway, sorry. Go to your next book.
My next DC. This is the only other DC book I got this week. I only got 2. But this is probably it's the best DC book going right now, not counting He-Man. So normal DC heroes, Justice League 44.
Okay.
This is part 4 of the Dark Side War, which is just insane. And this issue, I went ahead and kind of skimmed through it and looked through it just because I wanted to. It's basically a massive fight with some stuff at the end that realistically you would never expect to happen.
That's cool.
So, but it's really cool. We're also going to start getting some new. In October, we're going to have weekly series, weekly one shots. Like we have this this version of the Flash here.
Oh, cool.
Crazy looking. But so we're going to have 6 one shots from DC, all coming out of Darkseid War in October.
Nice. All right, cool. Something cool to look forward to from DC. So, yeah, we'll see. Things, right now, I'm getting very few books. I'm getting Bizarro and Batmite, 2 issues of those each left. Getting He-Man and the Eternity War right now. I don't know how much longer that's going to go on.
No telling. We're like issue 29 realistically at this point.
Yeah. And then I'm getting Injustice. And then DC Comics Bombshells for now. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep getting that one or not. So, I'm not getting any in regular continuity books. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, and like you said, and I think we've said this before, I'm down to 2, 3 at the max a week, Yeah, so that's that's only putting me 8 to 10 DC titles a month.
Yeah, out of 50 or whatever they're doing now. Yeah, so oh well. But there's so many indies. I mean, there's so many independent publishers that are just great. And we try to support the independent publishers on our channel and on comicbook.com. A lot of indie reviews. In fact, some great brand new ones went up this week for Wolf, which is a series, an ongoing series. 1 through 4 we did a full review on.
Mm-hmm. And on the site.
Yep, a couple other ones. Really, really some great books. You just need to go check out the reviews, and then you can find those books all over the place. And we usually have links of where you can pick those up. So one thing we did a couple months ago was we interviewed Xander Cannon and his new book, Kaiju Max number 6 came out today. And this is a pretty cool book. It's giant monsters in prison. So, kaiju are the giant monsters. If you saw Pacific Rim, you have an idea about those guys. But I love the cover. It's like a wraparound cover.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool. Yep, I like that. Anyway, it's just a great book. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like Orange is the New Black meets Pacific Rim. I mean, that's really what it is. It's just so cool because there's so much going on in the story, so many little things. You've got like the lives of the guards versus the inmates in there, and then the one inmate who wants to try to save his family, and a guard has agreed to help him do that. And I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff going on. So it's really cool. But yeah, if you check out our YouTube channel, we have a full interview with Xander Cannon right before Kaiju Max number 1 came out. Mm-hmm. So you can check that out and see us talking with him about what he loves about comics, what he really likes about this series, and maybe we can get some more views on that video.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't see that one this week either. I'm wondering if my shop got shorted some books because
that could be. Well, and that's one thing
that I didn't.
With my shop, with us being able to set up a pull, then he's able to know what to order. But if you don't have a way to tell your shop to pull something for you, they don't really have a way to estimate what they can order. So if they're saying, well, I'm only selling 2 of these every time I get them, and I was ordering 4, now I'm going to go down to 2. And if you don't make it there the minute they open, whoever was buying them off the shelf before is going to get them before you. And that's one thing that really bothers me. Like if there's a book that I pick up that first issue for, I almost always come home and write a note. It was good. I'm going to put it on my pull. Like I had a list of 5 or 6 today. Some new ones coming out and some stuff that I've been reading. Like I picked up the first issue of The Spirit, Will Eisner's new, the one that written by Matt Wagner. I love it. It's a really good story. I forgot to put it on my pull, so I missed issue 2. Then issue 3 came out. And I was like, oh crap. So I went back. Luckily they had 3 copies of issue 2 still. So I grabbed it and added it to my pull, but at least they know, hey, here's somebody who's going to regularly buy this. And go ahead and make sure you order at least that one. And then that gets in my pull box. So, and I know you guys don't have a pull at your shop, but for those,
it's a messed up version of a pull.
So you have to pay ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
if you do it.
Like I would basically need to buy previews or, whatever, something, so I could go down and go ahead and tell them what I want,
Yeah,
So
and you'd pay ahead of time. See, that's one thing. Like my
yeah,
shop says, okay,
there's no discount. It's just you paying full price ahead of time.
yeah, that's not good.
I don't know if they can charge you sales tax ahead of time though. I guess they can.
Yeah, they can. Oh, sure. Well, that's too bad. So,
Yeah.
maybe someday either they'll get a pull and it'll be good for you, or you'll find a new store. So anyway,
So basically,
my
you're saying I gotta move.
My next drive further. It's Atlanta. There's got to be more than one comic shop.
I don't live in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Are you that far away? Oh, okay.
No, I'm like 35 minutes.
Oh, it's a little too far to drive for comics, though.
Right, because the one I go to is already like 15 miles away.
Yeah.
So it's already like 20-something minutes to get there.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, my next book. So I've got Black Mask's new. The Disciples #4 is out this week. This is Steve Niles' book. Really, really good. Tentacle monsters and people crumbling to dust and space and crazy stuff. I mean, it's just zombie monsters and skeletons, and it's really cool.
All of your worst nightmares in one book.
Yeah, I think this is the end of this miniseries. Like, this is a 4-issue miniseries, and but they do have a cool preview in the back for a new book, Space Riders, and the artwork is really, really cool. It's like almost like Alred, the guy doing what do you call it?
Silver Surfer?
Silver Surfer, yeah. Almost Mad that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike Alred?
Yep.
So this good is stuff. I'm trying to see who's drawing it. They don't have the artist. Oh, here we go. Alexis Zarit, and it says after after Steranko, so it looks like Jim Steranko's stuff. But it's written by Fabian Rangel Jr., who actually has done some writing for our site in the past. So it might be something cool to check out. Space Riders.
Oh, cool.
Number one comes out pretty soon. So
that's from Black Mask Comics?
That's from Black Mask. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So let's dig into the boom box. And I got Munchkin #9. Munchkin is awesome. It's funny. It's comical. It's got a lot of parody and pun stuff in it. If you like the Munchkin card game, you'll love this. One of the best things about it, I mean, the stories are really good, really funny, really cool. But every book has a card in it in the back, and it just peels out, and you can add that to your game. So each of the cards are unique. They all have different abilities. In this issue, we get a +5 bonus Chillax. Haha. Does an extra +3 against monsters immune to fire or flame attacks. So it's pretty cool. But each issue has a card in it, so that's pretty cool. And it's they're $3.99, so it's not like they charge you extra just to get that card. So that's pretty cool. I like that. From Kaboom this week is Bee and Puppy Cat #9. And this is a great series. Natasha Negri, or not Natasha Allegri. So I don't know where the Negri thing. Natasha Allegri created Bee and Puppy Cat, and the series is written by Patrick Seary, and then it's illustrated by G. Ian Kim. And then there's a couple of little stories usually in here, sometimes with different artists. This looks like actually one whole issue from the same person. I like this artwork. It's pretty neat.
Oh, cool.
Kind of softer, but it's funny. Bee is a girl, kind of lazy, dumpy, doesn't really want to do anything, doesn't really have a job, and then she finds this cat who's like a cat puppy kind of thing, and he's from outer space, and he's really awesome, and he has powers, and he can jingle his little bell and take them into another dimension where they get jobs, and they have to go help somebody, and then they get paid, and it's just like crazy. It's pretty funny. Anyway, Bee and Puppycat, and you can actually check them out. They have a couple of series, like mini series, on YouTube. So if you go out and search Bee and Puppycat, you'll find their series, and their series are really good. I really like
Okay. I didn't know if it was like
series.
something that was on like Cartoon Network or something.
It was.
Oh.
It was Cartoon Network. What do they call it? Cartoon Hangover. Not Cartoon Network, but Cartoon Hangover. So if you go check out that, there's a whole bunch of shows on there. So anyway, Archie #3, the new series by Mark Waid and Fiona Staples. It's been really good so far. They relaunched this first time they've ever relaunched this series since it was originally created back in the I don't know when, forever ago.
40s.
I think 40s are good. A long time. Mm-hmm. So this is a good series. This issue we're having a little more, getting a little more information about Jughead, and just finding out a little more about him, finding out about his life of privilege that he came from, and kind of what that's all about. So it's interesting, and I know they're ramping up for the release of Jughead #1, which is actually going to be written by Chip Zdarsky.
Oh wow!
So it's kind of different. It's something I didn't really expect. Seeing some of the stuff that he writes, being like, "Hey, you're writing Jughead for Archie Comics, really?"
Yeah, that is a little bit of a stretch from some of his other stuff.
From Sex Criminals or whatever else. So, yeah. Speaking of which, not Sex Criminals. No, speaking of other, the book I talked about earlier, Will Eisner's The Spirit. This was issue #2, the back issue I actually picked up from Dynamite. #3 came out last week or week before. I think week before. Right. So I picked up #2 as well today. So it's just a back issue I hadn't read yet. So got Swords of Sorrow, Red Sonja, and Jungle Girl. And this is #3 of their 3-issue miniseries. Again, 2 characters who you wouldn't normally see play against each other or team up in this book. And it's been pretty good. This has been an interesting story. So in this one, they're fighting against Hell, I think is her name. She's the Mistress Hell lady. Mm-hmm. So they're fighting against her.
Looking cover, yeah.
Yeah, I really like the art on that cover. It's pretty awesome. Jay Anceletto. Jay Anceletto does the cover.
Yeah. And that person's done the cover on all of them, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, I got a couple more here, and then we can get to Image. Avatar Press had Providence #5 out this week, and I got the regular cover this week. I usually get a variant cover, a different kind, but I got the regular cover this time. This is Alan Moore and Jason Burrows work on this book, and it's really an interesting Cthulhu mythos kind of a thing. It's all H.P. Lovecraft stuff all tied together.
Lovecraftian.
Yeah, Lovecraftian. It's very interesting. It's a very deep book. There's a lot to think about when you're reading it, and a lot of different things that play together. I would say it's probably hard to jump in on issue 5, but if you can find issue 5, you can go back probably to Avatar Press website and find issue 4 through 1, and get caught up on the book. It's really an excellent story. Artwork is beautiful. A lot of detail, a lot of cool stuff in there. So it's worth checking out, at least if you like H.P. Lovecraft, if you like the Cthulhu stuff, if you like Hellboy, those kinds of things. It's worth taking a look at.
Cool.
All right, I got 2 books from IDW this week, and then we'll get on to the Image stuff. Had to pick up issue 3 of Godzilla in Hell.
Godzilla.
And this is such a good book because there's no words in this book. It's just all Godzilla smashing stuff and smashing his way through hell. And there are some words because there's like something trying to talk to him in this one, but it's really cool. If you like Godzilla and you like just seeing him blow stuff up, yeah, just be Godzilla.
Doing what Godzilla does.
This is such a good book. This is written by Ulysses Farinas and Eric Freitas, and the art's by Buster Moody, and I really like his art. Flip through to something here. Yeah, this is a cool shot. Godzilla on fire.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool. So, definitely a neat book. The other one I got is issue 9 of Zombies vs. Robots, and this is pretty cool. It's kind of a mix of stories. Now, actually, I don't know if this is a mix of stories or not, but this is. So the last couple have had some prose inserted. Somebody, actually wrote like 5 or 10 pages of stuff. So, but there's also the main story. Chris Ryall, Antonio Fuso, and Stefano Simone work on it, and it's about humans who came back to Earth after being in space, and they find that everybody's infected with the zombie virus, and now they're trying to figure out what to do. But there's also
that stinks.
Yeah. But then there's like half of the book. There's some other little short stuff that's kind of cool. Tales of ZVR. Then there's Angus, Zombie versus Robot Fighter, and that's a whole, almost like a book in the back here.
Oh wow!
So there's a whole thing you can read. But it's good. It's been a good series so far. And I don't know if I think this is not the end. There's still some more going for this one. So there was an original volume 1, and this is volume 2. But it's been pretty decent.
Cool.
So, okay. Image.
You can go ahead, I guess, do a couple, and then I'll throw my one in the middle there somewhere.
All right. So I picked up number 8 of They're Not Like Us. This has been a pretty interesting series since the break at number 5.
Since I dropped off.
Yeah, they kind of left the voice who they were living with, and now they're off on their own, trying to cope with their special powers, and really trying to leave their old lives behind, but still be their own people. So they don't want to use the names that the voice gave them. They want to do something different. But it's been pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens here in the new issue. And I had to pick up Spawn 256 just because the cover was really cool looking. I like that. Spawn all flaming.
Who did the cover? Because surely
John,
it can't.
John Boy?
John Boy.
Yep. John Boy. All one word. Like Cher. But it's been cool. I mean, we've got Al Simmons back as Spawn. In this one, so last issue, Satan's messenger came and talked to Spawn and tried to make a deal with him. And he basically was like, screw you. I'm not going to make any deals with Satan. Because they wanted to trade his wife's soul for the costume. Basically, to give up the Spawn and you can have your wife back. And he's like, no, we're not going to do that. So
no deals.
Big fight. Demon, basically beat the crap out of it. Now it's got to go back to hell and go, I'm sorry, devil, I didn't do a good job. So now we'll see what's happening now. Al's not happy. I mean, he knows that the demons have kind of been conspiring against him. Satan's working to try to stop him from doing stuff, and now he doesn't like that. So he's actually vowed to come after them and kill them all. Should be interesting. So I don't know.
So where do demons and devils go when you kill them?
They just go away, I guess.
Blink out of existence.
Yeah. So
makes sense. Makes sense.
You know. Yeah. If you can't go to hell, I mean, you're gonna go away to nothing. So, I did. We interviewed Xander Cannon. That was a big interview we had. We also interviewed Brian Buccellato a couple months ago now.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Sons of the Devil number 5 came out this week. This story is getting really interesting. You've got a guy who kind of trying to make his own life, and there's this shadow over him of kind of how his life, like where he came from, his father and all these kids that he had, and his father's some kind of crazy psycho. We don't actually know what's going on yet. May get some answers in number 5, but I think whatever answers we get are stacked on top of a mountain load of questions. So we'll see. Looks pretty cool, though. Go ahead with
I got From Under the Mountains, issue number 1. And I have no clue what this book is about.
It looks cool, though.
It's what it is. Like I said, I kind of got like Persian Empire kind of vibe off of it.
Yeah.
Just from like the sword and the dress and things like that. But I'm not 100% on if that's true, or it could be. I don't know. I mean, there's like a setting So it almost looks like it could be. Crap, I guess that could be anywhere back in the day, but
yeah, it could be Native American. It could
be Native American. It could be
Persian or Indian or who knows. Yeah,
it could be India too. Yeah,
Tibet or something. Huh. That's cool. It'll be interesting to see how that. See, when I saw that, I thought that had something to do with Grant Morrison's 16 Days. Is that what that book is called?
I believe
He's got a
so.
book that he published back like 10 years ago, and they're republishing it in individual issues again. And I was like, I don't want to pick up another series, and I have to go back and pick up another series. So, but yeah, it looks like it's something different. So that's cool. Okay,
Worth
I have
picking
two
up.
more. Yeah, good. I have 2 more Image books, and then we can do Marvel, right? Or did you have 2 Image books?
No, just one. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, I had Drifter number something.
8.
It's so hard to find.
8.
Yes, Drifter number 8. This has been a cool series. Was this one you said you were going to go pick up?
I was going to, and then I decided to just get it in trade.
Okay.
Because
it's really good.
Because they didn't have issue number 6.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I grabbed 8, and then I went and grabbed 7, and I was like, well, I'll just get 6. I'll just, I'll go ahead. And they didn't have any 6. So I was like, well, there goes that. I'll get them in trade.
Yep. I really like this series. It's been very interesting. The artwork is cool. It's a sci-fi story, but it's just kind of different. So it's worth picking up. Drifter number 8 this week. And of course, another interview that we did a few months back with Brian Lovell and Jordan Boyd, The Mantle number 5 came out this week. So this is a pretty cool story about a superpower that passes from person to person, and you got the big bad guy, the plague, right? Mm-hmm. That's after them, trying to destroy whoever has the mantle, and has already killed one person.
As soon as they get the power, he's coming after them.
Right after him. So this girl has actually survived a couple issues, and we'll see if she survives this issue. So I was kind of hoping last issue the cat was going to get the power, but that didn't happen. It's pretty cool, though. If you check out on our YouTube channel, you can see our interview with Brian Lovell and Jordan Boyd, how they talk about the book and kind of the work they did with Ed Brisson on the book. It's pretty cool. I really have liked it so far.
Yeah, like I said, that one was not anywhere to be found on my comic book shelves at the store. But I mean, like I said, they probably didn't get many copies of it because they wouldn't be a book that they would order a ton of. But I did get there like 4 hours after they opened, so it could just be gone.
Could be. That's too bad.
Yep.
All right. That's all I've got for today. I didn't have any Marvel stuff.
You just stayed away from the big 2 this week, which is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So
there was just nothing I think E for Extinction and wasn't there X-Men 92? Yeah. That's I didn't see anything I wanted to get.
X-Men 92. This is the last issue. I mean, I had to finish it out. So
yeah.
And plus, we are going to get an X-Men 92 ongoing after Secret Wars. They finally announced that.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know.
I don't know how they're going to do it. Like, are they going to be on a different planet? Is it a different dimension? Like, are we going back?
Are they just going to bring those characters into? Well, that's what I wonder, if they're just going to bring those characters in the regular continuity and be like, look, here's the. Yeah, it just doesn't.
We're going to have like 9 versions of Jean Grey running around everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I guess for so long we had none.
Yeah.
And then there had to be 1, and then there were 2, and then there were none again. So
we'll see. And then the last book I got was also the conclusion, and this is for Inferno. Yep. So Inferno issue number 5, which is crazy. This has been, I don't know, this one's been up and down. Like the first issue drew me in, the second issue wasn't that great. Third was a little bit better. 4 wasn't that amazing. I don't know. It's been up and down.
This is the one with Colossus, right? Trying to find his sister.
Going into hell to get his sister.
Okay.
I don't know if you can actually see any of that stuff, but
that is pretty cool. Yeah, I like the artwork on it, really. But after that first issue, I was just kind of like, especially, and we've talked about this before, the whole Secret Wars thing. It's like all of these books, they're just not really going anywhere. Yeah.
Well, no, they're meaningless. They're meaningless.
I mean, other than like Old Man Logan, because that character is going to come into the regular universe, and some of the ones where the characters are actually going to make an appearance in the new universe.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
Yeah, like they're all just what ifs or else worlds or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best one is not even going to get anything in the new universe, and that's sad. And that's Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk was an awesome book with Captain America and Devil Dinosaur teaming up. That was an amazing team up. I loved that. And now they're doing some stupid pansy version of Devil Dinosaur and some little girl.
Moon Girl? Isn't it Moon
Really?
Girl?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's totally going to be a cartoon.
I blocked it out of my memory. Like, I read it.
It's
and I was
really,
like,
yeah, it doesn't look good. You know, like, no, I'm not picking it up.
it'll be like Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, and people will be like, oh, I love it. It's so awesome.
Didn't pick that up.
Nope.
I'm
Not
old,
even the new one.
grizzled.
Yep. I don't wear a little hat. I don't have facial hair that looks stupid.
Me neither. Mine looks good.
Yeah. We are not hipsters. So that's the thing. You've got a crowd that is buying this stuff up, and it ain't us. Just saying. I like a lot of books.
But somebody's buying it because they keep making it.
Yeah. And I'll buy Bee and Puppy Cat, you know. I'm not going to buy that.
You will. I'll keep buying Justice League.
I'll keep buying He-Man as long as Dan Abnett's doing as good a job as he's been doing.
He-Man.
So, yeah, I'm trying to get some information about an upcoming Comic-Con. Hopefully we can get some presents there, go in and maybe do some interviews. There's going to be quite a few people already I've seen on the guest list, so it's up at Pittsburgh. I'm trying to get a hold of those folks to see if I can get either get a table in that without having to pay an arm and a leg, or just be able to go around and talk to anybody I want to talk to. So
nice. Yeah.
Find out for sure. Yep. But that's it for comics this week, guys. We just didn't have a lot, which is fine because that means it's not 1 o'clock in the morning when we're recording this.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate you watching, listening, whatever you do. If you treat this like a podcast, that's cool too. Be sure you check out our Facebook page, Two Comic Book Dudes. All of our videos are hosted there or posted there, as well as our Facebook page for comicbooked.com. Or Comic Booked, and then our comicbook.com website. We have new articles every day, comic book reviews, editorials. I'm actually working on installment number 2 of my Comicnomics 101, talking about values of books and kind of how you can judge values and what makes a book valuable and what doesn't, and how that's really nothing you can even gauge. You cannot look at something on the shelf and go, that's going to be worth a lot of money, because then it's not.
Yeah. It's very hit or if you're trying to collect off of that, if you're trying to just go in and look for number ones and get those and see which ones, it's so hit or miss.
Yeah.
So hit or miss.
Yeah. I mean, you'll pick up one for every 10 or 15 you buy. And even then, it's maybe like double the value you paid for it.
Right.
Very, very few that you pick up and it's like, this is Spider-Gwen's first appearance. Like, Spider who? Oh, it's $250. Yay. And you just happen to buy one because you weren't even going to keep getting that series, And then you go, oh, this sounds like a good series, so I'll buy 2 or 3 issues. And then you get stuck with 2 or 3 issues.
Yep.
So I have some of those in my boxes.
Or you buy 2 and then it doesn't turn out to be worth anything and you send it to somebody in Virginia.
There you go. Yeah, that works. I'm in Maryland.
Man, it got to you though, right?
Yeah, you put the right address down. All right.
Why was I thinking? I don't know.
It's right there. Virginia, Maryland, it's like right next to each other. Whatever. DC's in there somewhere. Well, yeah, and so later on this week, we'll probably do. Well, later on this week, it's already Wednesday. We'll probably do another pop show. So we've been doing the Funko Pop review. I've got a few new pops coming in. Hopefully this week, I went on and ordered, and I'll tell you what, they're cool. There's a new Doctor Who pop that's really awesome looking. I ordered from GameStop, and there's actually some pretty cool Batman pops that I got. So we'll show those off before this week's out, I hope. So
cool. Yeah, I got 2. I got 2 I can show. So.
Cool. Awesome.
Yay.
Okay. And we'll keep going through a collection. I saw somebody had posted a video of their entire pop collection. I thought that'd be kind of cool if we broke it down into pieces instead of, spend an hour going through all my pops, because who wants to watch that?
Yeah. Cool.
All right, everybody. Be sure you share, like, comment on our videos here. Let us know how we're doing. Anything we could change, anything we could do better, anything we could do worse. I mean, maybe we're just so outstanding that you can't stand to watch us for the whole 30 minutes or whatever. So you need us to tone it down a little bit. We can do that.
We can try to be more horrible.
We could. So, yeah, we appreciate it, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Have a good one.